Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday meeting. So glad you're here. My name is Ben White, coming to you from Pennsauken. And I got to tell my friend Tristan, who's on the other side of this wall, to turn off his music. Yo, Tristan. Okay, that's like outside. Someone is bumping in our parking lot. Maybe you'll hear it. I don't know. We've got people on Zoom coming in right now. We've got people watching on YouTube live as well. This is the Total Request Live Christmas Carol Sing. It's the third day of Christmas. Again, we are super glad you are here. Oh man, it's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to what we've got planned.
Me too.
Let me tell you a little bit about it. The daily prayer, circleofhope.net/daily prayer, has us thinking about the 12 days of Christmas as an opportunity to feast after this long wait of Advent. Losing out on that is a problem. And it mentions today is the feast of John the Evangelist, who called himself the beloved disciple, which means that he's not necessarily that he's the more beloved than all the other disciples, just that he knew it. He knew he was beloved of Jesus. And that's what we want for you to experience with all the chaos of being together, some of us face to face on Zoom, kind of all together bringing our gifts, and it's going to be a little chaotic. In that, we're hoping that we get this sense of family and belovedness, right? My beloveds here on the call with
Yes,
me.
yes.
Yes.
Why don't you introduce yourself, pastors?
I'm Rachel Sensenig coming to you from South Philly. Glad to see all of you beloved people here tonight.
Hey, everybody, I'm Julie Hoke. I am the pastor located up here in Germantown, and I'm glad to be loved and to love. So it's good to be making that love happen tonight with you all.
Yes, merry third day of Christmas. We're on Zoom together, a bunch of us who decided to be on the Zoom call. Others again are watching on YouTube live. Uh, we want you to, everyone, no matter where you're watching us, maybe even on Facebook Live, to click over to circleofhope.net/online meeting and sign in. That's one of the ways for you to kind of claim your belovedness. Mark yourself down as beloved. I want to be a part of this community. Even if you're here for the first time, come on in and tell us you're here. But also, if you're here for the millionth time, I don't know if that's possible. I don't think we're that old. But if you're here for the millionth time, you can also let us know you're here and keep us together in this pandemic, in this electronic way. Christmas isn't over yet. It's Total Request Live Christmas Carol Sing. It's a way for us to connect. And if this is your first time with us, hopefully you get into the family by the end of this hour. Because you are the content. None of this is scripted. You're going to give your requests for what song we're going to sing, and we've got Tristan and Ben and Wes and Sam on the call to sing, and you can sing along at home. And then also we're going to tell stories about seeing hope in the midst of our lament, which is what we were practicing during Advent. And there's tons to lament. Just a pause in all the levity, all of the kind of crazy excitement that I feel about doing this weird thing together. The lament is still present. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. There's still lots of separation. You have loved ones that are sick. You yourself are feeling sick in some way, and that's okay too. Take what you can from this. Try to dip your toe in some of the joy of celebrating Jesus's birth, even in the face of the persistent darkness. The light is shining, and you are beloved. If you feel that love by the end of this meeting, or if you've already felt it from me, that's what's going to make me so happy. So how's it going to work? God's with us, Rachel. That's what Emmanuel means. What are we going to do with it tonight?
Good question, Ben. It's going to be chaotic, but it's going to be fun. I'm so glad you guys are all here. Like Ben said, we have 4 of our talented worship leaders here to take requests on Christmas carols. Caroling was it's one of my favorite things to do during Advent, and we didn't get to do it this year in the pandemic. And so we get to do a little Zoom version here to each other. We get to sing to each other, even though it's going to be crazy and chaotic on Zoom. And so if you have a request, if you have a favorite Christmas song, please raise your hand if you know how to do that on Zoom, or just wave around and we'll try to notice you or put it in the chat. And I will call on you, and hopefully one of our talented worship leaders knows that song, and we'll negotiate who plays it, and then we'll all sing it together. How does that sound?
And I'm watching the YouTube live. You can add your request there too.
All right. So let's get going. We have time for probably 2 or 3 here starting out. Any requests?
Johnny Rashid, who's normally here as a pastor, got on the chat first with Good King Wenceslas. I honor him. We're singing that song, I hope. Who can do
That's
it?
his favorite.
You know that one, Wes?
I don't know. Ben, how are you feeling about that one?
I mean, I know how to sing it. That's for certain.
Here, I'm pulling it up on the music table.
Gravitas, you know. I don't know.
So while they're finding it, guys, if you want to see, we're gonna try to put lyrics in the chat, but if we can't get them up fast enough, you can go to music.circleofhope.net. That's our music table, and you can look up all these songs on there. We have so many at our fingertips. But if you can't remember all the words and you don't see them in front of you, that's okay. Just try to sing along with what you can. We're just having fun here. It's good to be together.
I can take it. You want me to take it?
All right, Ben Rosenbach, take it away.
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round the deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, when a poor one came in sight, gathering winter fuel. You want to take the next verse, Wes?
I got you. Yeah.
Hither,
page, and stand by me, if thou knowst it telling. Yonder peasant, who is he? Where and what his dwelling? Sire, he lives a good league hence, underneath the mountain, right against the forest fence, by St. Agnes' fountain.
Let's keep going. This song sings a whole story.
Get all the way to the miracle.
Yeah. Someone else take the next verse. Ed, you take it.
bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither. Now I will see him dine when we bear them thither. Peach and monarch, forth they went together. Throw the rude winds, lament wild lament, and the bitter weather. Which one's the miracle?
All right,
verse?
fast forward. That they go, and then they're walking through the snow, and now we get to the end. Mark my footsteps. That's what King Wenceslas says to his page.
You got that one, Wes?
Mark my footsteps, good my page, tread thou then them boldly. Thou shalt find the winter's rage, freeze thy blood less coldly. In his master's steps he trod, where the snow lay indented. Heat was in the very sod, which the saint had printed. Last verse, here we go. Therefore, Christian folk, be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing.
Yay!
He thinks there's another half verse that's missing.
Thank you, Ben and Wes. That's a great song, great story. Ancient story that we're still living out today, hopefully. All right, let's take another request. Anything coming in the chat there, Ben White?
Oh, there are, but I want someone to talk on screen. Someone here on the Zoom call. Tell us what you want.
Oh, Oliver and Theo have something. Go ahead, Ollie, unmute and tell us.
Hark the herald angels sing.
Oh my gosh, such a good one. All right, who wants to take that one? Tristan, do you know that one?
Wes, you were talking about that one
I
earlier.
do. I believe Wes was laying claim to those, though.
Yeah, I just did Good King. Go ahead, Tristan.
Okay, let me just pull up the sheet here.
I think we might have to sing all these verses,
If
guys.
everyone
The
doesn't
theology
know,
is so good.
You can find sheet music and slides to all of our worship songs that we sing at Circle at music.circleofhope.net. So you too can look up the lyrics and sing along.
Take it away, Tristan.
Yep, just pulling up the page here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Keep going.
Christ by highest heaven adored, Christ the everlasting Lord. Late in time, behold him come, offspring of a virgin's womb. Veiled in flesh, the Godhead see, hail the incarnate deity. Pleased with us in flesh to dwell, Jesus, Son of Emmanuel. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. One more verse. And
No, we got 2 more verses. Let's keep going.
hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace, hail the Son of Righteousness. Light and life to all he brings, risen with healing in his wings. Mild he lays his glory by, born that we no more may die. Born to raise us from the earth, born to give us second birth. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Now I have last verse, so who wants to take it from me?
Come, desire of nations.
Nations come, fix in us thy humble home.
Rise, though.
The woman's conquering seed, bruise in us the serpent.
Serpent's head. Adam in pallid face, set thine image in its place. Adam from above, create us in thy love.
Okay, that was the beauty of Zoom that we heard right
Don't
there.
let technology stop us from worshiping.
That's right, but I hope that you felt reinstated in God's love. That song just says it all. The whole message of Christmas, born that we no more may die. So we're gonna get a chance to sing some more songs after we tell some stories now. So keep your song requests ready, and Julie's gonna lead us to tell some stories of hope through lament this season.
Yeah, that's part of why we're on Zoom together. Is we want to have, normally we have talk back at the end of a speaker sharing a talk. Tonight, you are bringing the talk back. Throughout this whole meeting, you'll have opportunity to share a story about how Jesus is being born into these circumstances right now. How did you experience this season of Advent? Where has God brought hope through your lament or through our lament together? So I hope that somebody has a story to tell, even if it's not all worked out, that's okay. We're going to do the same thing that we just did with caroling. So raise your hand, wave at me. I'm looking at the screen here to see who is ready, who has something they can share. Anybody have a story or an example of hope? Your hope will be multiplied when you share it with us. Maybe you weren't quite ready for this. That's okay too. You'll have multiple opportunities through tonight, so be thinking about it. Did anything happen in your cell? If you're a part of a cell that meets throughout the week, we find lots of creative ways to relate to each other. Anybody have a story of goodness from your cell?
I have a story I can share.
Thanks, Gwyneth. Go ahead.
So the other day on Christmas, we had a couple Zooms, and even though I really do love my in-laws, I was like, oh, Zoom, another Zoom. But so I was just kind of feeling like the weight of that. But my nephew, Nathaniel, who's 10 and has been playing the violin for a few years now, wanted to perform for us, and he performed. And oh gosh, now I can't even think of what.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Green sleeves.
Why did I see it?
And I started crying. I was so moved by it. Ben, who's my husband, just shared what he played. But it was just a really redemptive moment for Zoom for me, and it was a really beautiful moment. And Nathaniel, if you're watching, I'm going to remember it forever.
So beautiful. Thanks, Gwyneth. What a gift to have the gift of music shared. We miss having that together live. Who else? Who else has a story to share?
I have just a small personal note of hope.
Go ahead, Trish.
So going into this this fall season, I needed to make some money, and I was out of work, so I ended up working for FedEx. And it's just a lot of hours. It must be like 60, 70 hours a week, and I was getting kind of tired and kind of down about it. And then 3 stops in a row one day, the people that lived in the houses left like a little Tupperware thing out front of their house with a water bottle and a thing of cookies, saying, "Hey, we appreciate you delivery drivers, and take something with you." And it was so small. It was just a little bottle of water and a cookie. But that alone was enough for me to just feel like, oh, they care, and it's okay that I'm doing this. Like, I might be despairing, but other people are thinking of me, and God's taking care of me, and that's all right.
So beautiful that both of these stories are an example of someone gifting something to you that lift your spirits. Who else?
I'll piggyback on that because it's another delivery story. My dad has been a mailman, I don't know, like 40 years. He's like, anyway. So he's had the same route for a long time. And my brother is in the middle of chemo treatment, his second round in the last 3 years for stage 4 colon and liver cancer, and none of it's covered by insurance. And my dad got an envelope on his route one day filled with $600 from people on his route who he's known for 20 years. And they like did a collection, and we've all just been feeling so much pressure, like to help pay for these medical bills and make sure that he can get this life-saving treatment. So it was just nice to like have other people like literally share that load with us, and in such a big way for their mailman, So.
Wow, that's incredible. Thanks, Megan. Debbie, I think I saw you wave your hand. Do you have a story to share?
Does this unmute? Oh, there we
Yes,
are.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay.
We
I
can
didn't
hear
know
you.
if I was like on a general mute or what. Yeah, I had an experience that was very touching. A few days before Christmas, I was in the frozen food section of Aldi's, and there's like people going by. It's kind of busy and everything, and so I wasn't really paying much attention to who was around me, and all of a sudden I heard this little girl, this child's voice say, "I miss you." And I turned around and there was this little 3-year-old girl with her dad. And he said, yeah, I'm sorry. She just likes to bless everybody. And so she said it and you didn't hear her the first time. And so she said it louder the second time. And I said, well, thank you so much. I do feel blessed. And kind of said like, I don't remember how we connected it, but he said, yeah, we're followers of Jesus. And, she knows about what it means to God to bless other people. And I guess it was just an example to me of like the childlikeness of it, the simplicity, the non-self-consciousness, which reminds me of, the humility of the baby Jesus, and also just like, how much am I willing to shout out for Jesus? If somebody doesn't hear me subtly the first time, figuratively speaking, it's a good thing to reinforce. So anyway, I felt blessed by that.
Yes, to keep offering your blessings. You never know what you have, how what you have will bless somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll have more time to share some stories. Let's sing a few more songs together.
Yeah, do we have any more requests coming in the chat, or wave a hand? I think I saw Eli a while ago with his hand up. Anybody have a request? Help me out here, guys. I can't see everybody anymore. Oh, here we go.
I'm ready.
The Clintons.
Oh, the Clintons, yes. Okay, guys, unmute and tell us what you want to sing. Oh, there's Peter. There's Scott.
He's currently unmuting. He's about to unmute. Here he goes.
Scott looks like Saint Nick. Peter wants to request side. What a classic. Okay. Who wants to lead that one? Sam, you know that one? All right. Sam's going to lead us. Let's sing along from wherever you are.
Yes, let me pull up the lyrics.
Sam, why don't you choose a few of your favorite verses for us?
All right.
You don't want to sing all 10 of them?
There's a lot. Ooh,
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing Alleluia. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born.
how about one more, Sam? One more.
Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth,
Oh, Sam, that was so beautiful. Thank you. We were singing with you. I think I saw Joy to the World requested from Hannah and Joey. Ben Rosenbach, you know that one?
Actually, Rachel, can I jump in and say, let's save that for the last one and keep it kind of mellow with one more from YouTube Live?
Okay.
Let's go with Low with Joy to the World after we share some more stories.
Oh, yes.
I could do
Who
that.
knows
Holy
Low?
night.
Wes knows Low How a Rose.
Now it's tricky. It's tricky to sing. So the way we're gonna do this is the guitar follows the voice. Okay, so don't follow the guitar. Just listen to how I sing it. And then I think we can do it that way. All right. Oh, how a rose. Oh, how a rose there blooming from tender stem hath sprung. Of Jesse's lineage coming, as those of old have sung. It came a floweret bright amid the cold of winter, when half spent was the night. Is that okay? Isaiah 'twas foretold it, the rose I have in mind. With Mary we behold it, the Virgin Mother kind, to show God's love aright. She bore to them a Savior, when half spent was the night. Last verse, here we go. This flower whose fragrance tender with sweetness fills the air, dispels with glorious splendor the darkness everywhere. True man yet very God, from sin and death he saves us and lightens every load. Yeah, that last verse comes on strong. That's great.
Ah,
Ooh, good
Wes.
pick.
Thank you. Yes, good pick. He lightens every load. I hope your load is a little bit lightened here this season. Do we have time for one more from the YouTube chat, Ben? Ben White?
They're demanding Friendly Beast. I don't know. Are we on the right? Are we on time? I don't think we have time. I think we got to do more stories.
Oh, let's do it though. I see all these kids on this call and I know that so many of them know this song and can help us with animal sounds.
All right, I'll allow it, but I'm not in charge.
Maybe not all of the animals. Let's pick 3 animals. Who can play it for us?
Put in the chat which animals you want right now.
Is that Ben Rosenbach saying let's do it?
Yeah, let's do it. But I also said Wes just did it. You want to do it again, Wes? Or you just did something?
No, you do it. I just did one. You do it.
All right.
All right, Ben, you get to pick the animals too.
All right. Well, Eli's going to help me pick the animals. Should we do donkey, cow, sheep, dove, or camel? Which 3? Cow for sure. And what else? Donkey or sheep, dove, or camel?
What else?
Yeah, what else?
Dove.
Dove is a good one. And we'll do donkey too.
All right, so from wherever you are, guys, we got to hear the animal sounds.
Jesus, our brother, strong and good, was humbly born in a stable rude, and the friendly beasts around him stood. Jesus, our brother, strong and good. All right, here comes the donkey. I said the donkey, shaggy and brown, I carried his mother uphill and down. I carried his mother to Bethlehem town. I said the donkey shaggy and brown. Let's hit that cow. I want to hear your mooing on this one.
Moo.
I said the cow all white and red. I gave him my manger for his bed. I gave him hay to pillow his head. I said the cow all white and red. I don't know too many white and red cows, do you? It's a good rhyme though with bed, so that's good.
All right,
And
let's
Eli
coo with the
requested
dove.
Dove for the last one, so we'll do that and then sing the last verse and move on. I said the dove from the rafters high. I cooed him to sleep that he should not cry. We cooed him to sleep, my maid and I. I said the dove from the rafters high. Let's sing the last verse together. Thus every beast, remembering it well, in the stable dark was glad to tell of the gifts they gave Emmanuel. The gifts they gave Emmanuel.
Beautiful. Thanks, Ben and Eli. I was imagining all those animal sounds out there.
That was great. Let's share a few more stories. These are stories of hope through your lament, stories of how you have experienced the birth of Jesus in your life, something new that Jesus is birthing in your life right now. Anybody have a story to share? I'm looking on the call for a waved hand. Just wave at me and let me know if you have something to share. A story of hope.
I'll share one, Julie. It was Oliver's birthday on December 8th, and it was difficult because we're in quarantine. He's actually on the screen. I can see him listening to me. Give me a nod if it was difficult to realize we weren't going to have a birthday party, right, Oliver? Yeah, it was really sad, and you were sad about it, and it really hit me in the heart when he was sad about it, and that lament kind of sunk in more than usual. Just, how these things go. I mean, I'm a father all the time, but I don't have that feeling all the time for him. And I did have this strong feeling, so much that I was telling people about it. And that's lament. And I was telling people that I was sad for my son for his 10th birthday. It wasn't going to be that much of a party. But then one of the people I told about it, one of the people I lamented to, Bob Brown, just snapped into action and organized this super surprise throw candy at us parade. And it was so fun because people just kept coming to our dead end street, honking their horns. I'm sure my neighbors were very annoyed, but we kept having to put our shoes back on and say, "Someone's here." And it really, really redeemed the birthday. It might have been the best birthday party we ever threw, and we didn't even do it. It was the lament to Bob that made it happen. Thank you, Bob, and thank you for making some hope, Jesus, in the midst of this terrible time.
So good. Lots of joy there. Anyone else have a story to share? We have time for one more. Clinton family?
Yeah, I have a story that I'd love to share. My lament is that I'm still sort of experiencing Lent because we've been in this quarantine for so long, and we're all having the same experience. I'm just a little more extroverted than a lot of us. And so it's been really, really hard not seeing people. But our family glommed together with two other families from our school so that the kids would have a learning pod. And we have this incidental blessing of additional friends that we can spend time with. The kids can spend time with their friends, and we have someone to socialize with. So that's just having other people that we love and extending our community has been the hope that I've been experiencing.
Beautiful. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, any little bit of connection we don't take for granted anymore, do we? We're hungry for it.
Coming in from YouTube Live, Julie, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Meredith says, work has been really rough this past year, but last week I was offered a new job, and my last day at the old job is this Thursday.
Wow.
Praise God.
That's some good news. With the year full of so much bad news, it's good to share the good news you've got. We're thankful for you, Meredith.
See, Charles has his hand raised here, Jewel.
Go ahead, Charles. We can't see you though, if you're willing. Oh, there you go.
All right, yeah, I have to get my video up. So, I think this entire season, I think for the Christmas season, I haven't been really. Usually, I'm very observant about it and extroverted, joyful about it, and I just have not experienced that throughout the entire season, mostly because of the pandemic. But I think it was. I think just having the vigil and that sort of observation really started to give me some hope. And then on Christmas Day, we were able to have at least some extra, family over to kind of celebrate with them. And then I was able to celebrate with some other people, of course, taking precautions as necessary. But we're able to I was able to see and celebrate with people that I knew and cared about, and some of those were people that I haven't seen in a while. So I think it was just really good to kind of, to have that connection, because that's, I think, a lot of what was missing this year. And I couldn't really rely on sort of the extra sort of, I guess the hubbub of shopping, because a lot of it wasn't necessarily there due to their present circumstances. So it really took, kind of the connection that God allows us to really bring hope. So I think that it was really a thing to kind of go against how Christmas was so commercialized, over the years. And so I think the true spirit of Christmas really set in and really was allowed to shine through, because we couldn't really rely on these sort of the pop and all the emphasis on the spending and the shopping and all of that. But it really was about connection and being able to do it in creative ways. So I think that's the story of hope, and I really had a very good Christmas Day because of that.
That's great, Charles. That clarity that came in the midst of such a difficult situation. Thank you. All right, Rachel, you want to lead us for one more song?
Yes, I think we had Joy to the World queued up. Which one of our worship leaders wants to lead that one?
Where's Tristan at? So you want to do that one? You feeling joyous, Tristan?
I mean, I'm always feeling joyous, or at least I try and fake it. But but yeah, let me take that one. I like that one.
We'll see how joyous you're feeling after you try and make sense of the chord chart for that one that we have.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, I should do that, because last time I did my own chord chart and I was missing a whole verse.
All right. Well.
A to B minor.
Pull it up
that
on
doesn't
music table
make sense.
here.
Well, good.
All right. Well, guys, wherever you are, let's try to belt this one out. This is Heaven and Nature Sing. So this one is like joining with the angels and calling all of creation to celebrate with us the birth of this newborn king. Let's sing all the verses there, Tristan, if we can.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let us our songs employ. While fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. No more lessons and sorrows grow, nor thorns infest the ground. He comes to make his blessings flow, or as the curse is found, or as the curse is found, far as the curse is found. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
Beautiful. Thank you, Tristan.
I'm glad we,
Go ahead, Julie.
I was just going to say, I'm glad we ended on that note of the wonders of his love. That is where we started tonight, and I hope that's where we can leave together. But hang on here for just a moment, because I want to invite you both into our mission together. We have a life as the church that's well beyond this meeting. This meeting is just an expression of it. So I hope you got a chance to feel that love tonight, and to know that you are invited into connection and community as best we are able to do it through a screen and safely right now. There's lots of ways that we express our life together. So if you haven't already, please sign in at circleofhope.net/online meeting. And our folks that are following along on our YouTube channel, please subscribe and like our video there. We have a lot of content that we keep adding to. That's an expression of our life online together. We also want you to know that you're invited to participate in a cell. All of our cells are open, and we are gathering online throughout the week, but we also find ways to connect and to have relationships that expand beyond the screen. So you can find information for that at circleofhope.net/cells. Ben, what else do you have to share?
Yeah, I was talking about that story from with Oliver and Bob Brown. I said that on our podcast this week too, as we were doing our yearly examine. We make that podcast for you. We'd love for you to check it out. Search Resist and Restore podcast wherever you get your podcast. The pastors are extending the table of our dialogue, and we'd love that dialogue to keep knitting us all together, because we can't do it in the normal ways, and we're realizing how important it is. So we wanted you who are here with us to, if you're a podcast person, or if you're just hungry for hearing our voices, which some people have told us that they are, that you're welcome to check us out there, and even write to us at Resist and Restore podcast at circleofhope.net to get ideas for what we should be talking about. Also, the daily prayer is getting us through the 12 days of Christmas, and the feast continues. You can check that out at circleofhope.net/daily prayer. Again, it's kind of like a self-serve time a little bit. You gotta receive. There's lots of stuff that we're putting out, but it's not just automatic. Like you got to go and look for it. And we're hoping that you can find the resources that are available to you at circleofhope.net. Lastly, the last thing I'm supposed to share is no, that's it, because Julie talked about the cells too, and we want you to be a part of them. We really want you to connect, and it's as difficult as it is to feel connected right now. There are lots of ways to do it. So please check it out.
I want to tell you about a really exciting Sunday meeting season that is starting next week, and it's going to go through January and February, right up until Lent. It's called Slightly Better Than Barely Hanging On is Pretty Good. That's what the theme is called. And it's about connecting. We like Scott was describing and Charles was describing, we know that this time of isolation is really hard and we're all feeling it, and we need to connect with one another. We literally need it as human beings. And so in this season, we're going to be asking people to take on, people who want to do it are going to do little dares or missions to connect with other people throughout the week in safe ways, maybe like taking food or whatever. But we're going to get those on video, and we're going to design a meeting time that highlights those ways of connecting with each other, and then also gives us some new prayer practices to practice connecting with God in the ways we need to do too. So that's going to happen every Sunday at 5 o'clock at this same link. I hope you can join us throughout the winter. And if you want to talk more with some real live people here today, you can stay on this. Oh, actually, don't stay on this call. Click over to the link that Julie's putting in the chat there. And it's going to be about half an hour of some informal time to have conversation with some great people.
Last thing, want to just bless you, your Christmas blessing. Remember your belovedness. Remember that you made all of this joy happen. It wasn't just Ben Rosenbach playing his guitar so well, and all the others too, or Sam's beautiful voice with Silent Night. Though those moments, I hope, are sinking into your heart, and they are agents of God's love. Those feelings, those desires, those longings, those people, those notes of music, they're all made for you to know God and to be known by God. It says in 1 Corinthians 13, 12 and 13, this is from our daily prayer today. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know only in part, then I will know fully, even as I am fully known. And now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, and the greatest there is love. I hope you feel a bit more of that belovedness after this meeting, and that your family of faith, even if you're just getting into it right now, is ready with open arms. Here's your final blessing, also from the daily prayer, John 15:9. It's your Christmas blessing because Jesus is here with us. Jesus said, as the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Abide in my love. Go in peace.
watchman waits for the morning. More than the watchman waits for the morning. More than the watchman waits for the morning.